Today we're going to be test riding the new G310R from BMW. I just came to BMW of the Woodlands, BMW Motorcycles of the Woodlands, and taking this bike out for a little test ride. Comes in blue, white, and this black. So let's see how she goes. Today they have a demo day for Indians and also Schubert helmets. Adjust my mirrors. Okay. It's different. Okay, I just cut in front of that little car there, I'm sorry, but it is smooth, I must say. Okay. It is so different from my RS that I've got to take a little time to get used to it. It is a small bike. It is quite light, quite flickable. It can be fun. I have to get accustomed to the ergonomics because it's an upright seating position. Mine is more leaned over, and so that alone is quite different for me. Very short first gear, fairly short second gear as well. I don't want to wind it up too much. This bike is a new bike. It's only got 19 miles on it, and I don't want to, wind it up too much, being not broken in. Firm ride, firm suspension, handles nicely. Handles like a little toy. I don't know how it'll be at cruising speed on the highway, but we'll take it out for a little spin there in a minute. The gearbox feels very, very smooth and accurate. Very smooth and accurate and easy to change. The lever throws, the gear lever, the foot lever there's a very short travel on it. Up and down, quite easy. This one doesn't have ABS, he says. Again, here I am. I'm accustomed to my quick shifter and my RS. I just came to a stop there and I was in second gear. But this time I gave it enough gas so that it was able to pull away from the stop in second gear. And there's the highway. So let's go here on the highway. See how this is. Typically they want you to ride for 5 miles, and so I'm going to try to stay to that. And alright, here we go. She gets up to speed, it's doing 55. 6th gear, doing 61. The mirrors right now are fairly steady, but there is some vibration. I'm doing 63, and I have no idea how much revs I'm doing. The RPM is at the bottom. It's quite buzzy at in 6th gear at 62 miles an hour. So the little single cylinder engine is working away. Buffeting, there's no buffeting. I'm in clean, smooth air. So there's no worry about that. Noise in the helmet is really good, or I should say it's really low, and very comfortable riding this little bike. See, there's a bar at the bottom. Okay, the key with the little tags and the keys were in the way. So I'm doing 6,000 at 60 in 6th gear. The bike red lines at 10,000, and it feels a little buzzy. It feels like I need to change up, maybe into 7th or 8th gear. But don't forget, I'm accustomed to a Boxer, which is an entirely different beast. A 1200 Boxer versus the 300cc single engine. The mirrors, like I said, are very good in terms of coverage. The little engine buzzes a lot, so there is some vibration in the engine, and that kind of, causes the image in the mirror to vibrate and to look like if their double images is blurred a bit. So, first impressions on the highway. Is this a long distance tourer? Oh, let's see. Nope, it's not. I'm up to 70 miles an hour because these guys were coming in. 72, and it's at 7,500 RPM, and it's singing like a sewing machine. That's okay. I'll turn around here. 1488. Yeah, so like I was saying, this is not a long distance rider by any stretch of imagination. This is a commuter bike, and you can tell that from the behavior, the engine characteristics and all of that stuff. I need to take it where it's, its strengths are a little bit more appreciated, like on some curves somewhere. And this is quite nice. It leans into the turn quite nicely. One thing I dislike about the indicators is that when you're indicating left or right, both arrows come on. I noticed that happened with the GS 1200 that I rode as well, whereas my bike has an arrow for either direction, left or right, and I can tell what I'm doing. And of course, hazard lights are both arrows. This one, I don't know, maybe, I don't know if I've got my hazard lights on or if I've got my signals on. It's pretty dumb, and I hate that. I do not like that on any bike. .55, it's 6th gear, 55, doing, I don't know, 5,500. Quite comfortable. So it's happy at 55, probably happier at 50. 50 is 5,000 in 6th. The mirrors look very smooth, not so much vibration in the mirrors, and so slower speeds, the bike is more happy, more comfortable. Seat is very comfortable. I am 5'10" with a 30-inch inseam, normal size arms, normal torso, and I'm not leaned forward at all. I'm more or less straight up, and the ergonomics from the all over is fine. A taller rider would have problems with the legs because the pegs are fairly high up, in the sense that for me it's just acceptable. It's probably like my RS in terms of leg position, but if you've got long legs, you're going to feel a bit cramped on this bike. I seem to sit forward, so I'm closer to the front of the bike than I'm accustomed to. But Having said that, I am so comfortable. This is like riding a scooter. Very comfortable, and I'm happy. If you're looking for a great little first bike, because you're a new rider, or you're learning to ride, or something like that, I think this would be a great bike. The gear changes are quite positive. Let's go right here. The gear changes are positive, and the throws are not very long, as I said before. The controls are easily reached, and it's not too powerful. See, I'm getting accustomed to it right now. And let's go into that subdivision over there. If that's a subdivision, I don't know. We'll find out. Sneaking it from first to second, dead easy. Really nice. Leans in nicely into the turns. Very nice. I wanna see. That's a U-turn. Quite easy. I was actually even in second gear there, so feathering the clutch. Quite nice. Speaking of the clutch, very light pull on the clutch, even though it's not hydraulic. It's quite comfortable. Very light clutch. So it's a small engine. Typically, I find the small engines have light clutches. So this one's no different. Very light on the clutch. So handles nicely from side to side. Here we go again. This is the 242. I suspect I've got to go right. I'm not too familiar with this area anyway. Finding neutral. Not so bad. Could be easier. Engine note, nothing special. It sounds nicer at idle outside, but when you're riding it, it just sounds like a little lawnmower. So, an owner might want to change that out if the sound matters much to them. Can't get over how short the gearing, first gear is. And then when you wind it up to get going, it becomes a bit buzzy. Had to check again. I was in 6th gear. Looking to see if I could change up. Roll on from in 6th gear from about 50 is very soft. There's no kick in the pants or anything like that. So not a torque monster. I guess I'll put up the specs at the end of this video, but You do have to kick down if you want to pull away to overtake somebody from cruising. I'm gonna roll this on now for you to see. See, I rolled it on, and it's moving. It is accelerating, but more smoothly, which means it's ideal for a newer rider, somebody who is maybe new to motorcycling and need to get accustomed to a bike with gears as opposed to a scooter. Really, really good. The brake feel is pretty good, although I find that the bite is not all that immediate. I'm just sitting here. I stopped. I was in third gear and I was wanting to get into first gear, and I had my clutch in and I was kicking down the gears, and it seemed to be taking its own sweet time in getting to first gear instead of like it was waiting for a certain time to elapse or something. But it eventually got there, and I was able to, of course, reach first gear, but there seemed to be a little bit of a delay. That's just, maybe it's just me getting accustomed to it, but there's nothing immediate about this bike, put it that way. I'll leave the visor open for a little while. Well, the dealership is just up the road, so I'll leave it on for the remainder of this ride, and so you can hear the engine a bit maybe. But all in all, I think it's a great little bike. $5,000 MSRP, and we'll look at the build quality in a little while. But riding impressions, excellent beginner bike. For me, I don't think so. I would need something with a little bit more immediacy to it, a little bit more power, because the change from my RS would be too great. And but it's so flickable. My RS is pretty flickable too. You just can't be you've just got to manhandle it a bit. That's it. But this bike is pretty good. Here we go. Let's see if I can take some pictures. Putting down the kickstand turns it off. Oh, there's a fair bit of lean. Okay, turn off the handlebar, the ignition. All right. So it comes with those gold-colored forks, upside-down forks. BYBRE brakes. This one didn't have any anti-lock brakes, but it didn't hamper it at all. It stopped quite nicely. Welds, they don't look too bad, but this one kind of looks a little bit excessive. But the frame itself is finished nice. Fit and finish on this little bike is pretty good. Let's see. It comes with a hugger. There's a rear suspension component. The exhaust pipe exits the rear of the engine, and it goes down and into the muffler coming out on the right side. You can see through there the little oil filter, so easy access for maintenance. The oil filter is right there. Single headlamp, standard turn signals. It's got no windscreen. Nice clean air reaching your helmet. Again, these mirrors provide good visibility backwards, although because of the engine, it kind of vibrates a bit. The tiniest little BMW emblem on top, but overall good bike. Nice little bike. It's got a nice rear end as well. Some people might want to remove this and get a tail tidy, but I don't think for a bike of this class you want to do that. The fit and finish, the finish in this part here is a brushed aluminum type look. That looks nice. This here felt good to the foot, but you could see where they scrimped on quality here. This arm is just a piece of steel that's been formed as opposed to a nice finished part, like on some of the more expensive BMWs, for example. You know, like you might find on this one here. You see you've got a nice finished, that's a K1600 GTL. But it's a handsome little bike. Handles well, good beginner bike. Very sure-footed. I didn't feel at all, you know, hesitant in the turns or anything like that. Did a good job. Rideability, a little. The calipers are gold colored. Look at that. Even the rear one is gold colored. The single disc in front with a gold colored caliper. This is the black. It comes in a white and blue, and it comes also in a blue variant as well, all over blue. So pretty good. Anyway, I think that's the review for now. BMW G310R.